Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I've been away for a while now, so I'm back now. So we are going to continue from where we stopped, from the Laravel API development using JWT. On our last series, we already talked about how to set up our authentication system and also how to manage the user roles, making our system to be able to identify which user is an admin and the one that is a normal user. We also created an endpoint that allows users to change their password. So remember, we are still talking about a foreign system on this tutorial, so we are going to continue by creating an endpoint that allows users to create posts. So on this tutorial, basically we are going to focus on the simpler way of doing it, and then move to other ways and start adding more features to it. So we're going to stick to the basic on this part of the tutorial. So we are going to start by creating the model, the post model, and the migration file. So let's open our terminal and type this php artisan make model post -m. So the flag m we create the post alongside with the migration file. So after creating the migration file and the post model, we'll quickly open up the migration files and put in our fields that we need for the post. Type in the fields that we need. Okay, first we're going to need a post title, which is going to be a string. And next, so we're going to create we're going to add the user ID, which is going to be foreign ID. User ID, I think the user that owns the post. Constraint, then the name of the table, which is users. Then we're going to cascade this on delete. So whenever you delete the users, all the posts the users created to be deleted also. That's why we use this cascade on delete. So next, you're going to have a test file, which is the body of the post. I'm going to call it content. Basically, this is what we're going to be having for our post model. So next, we're going to create a service that allows us to create the post. So let's head over to our service, which is here, and so the service, you're going to create another folder called posts. Inside the post, we have our post, create post service. Okay, let's call it post service .php. So we're going to have to have our class, and the first method we're going to create should be create, and it's going to accept a data. Okay, next we're going to head over to our user model to create the relationship, so that we'll be able to use the post method inside the user object to create a post. So we go to our user model here. So let's go down here. So we're going to create relationships. Remember, a user can have many posts, so I'm going to call it posts. It's gonna return this has many posts. So that's just it. So let's go over to our post service. Remember, we are collecting data from here, so and it's only authenticated users that will be able to create a post. So let's do that. Yeah, so let's call the auth method, and inside the method you have the user, and remember we also have posts, which we can call the create method to create the post with the data that will be sent to the service, and after which we are going to return the post created. So this is just a simpler way of doing it. I think that's all for this method. So we're going to head over to we're going to create a post controller that we will use to create the post. So let's open up our terminal again and type this PHP artisan make controller, which we are putting our controller inside the API, and you're going to create a folder called posts. Then we have our create post controller. We're going to call it, sorry, let's just call it post controller. So before we do that, we are going to create our validator too. So let's make a request. Let's create a request validator using the command again. PHP artisan make request. We are going to call it. Let's see if we have, okay. We're going to create a folder inside the request called post. Then we have our post request. Let's call this create post request. So the request has been created. So let's open up the request. First, we're going to set this true to allow request. Then we're going to set our validator attributes. First, that we need to validate. The first is the title, and we're going to set it to be required, and it should be string, and the max input should be let's say 150 now, and the next one is the content, which is also required, and it should be string. I think there's unlimited that, and that's it on our request. So let's go back to the post controller. First, we're going to eject our service. So let's create a constructor. Sorry, we have a private method called post. Service, and we have post. Let's create another method which we are going to use to store the posts. So inside here we're going to call our create post request. So we are going to store our validated data here. Request validated. So we are going to return this. Sorry, I'm going to first of all create the post using this post. Let's create, which is going to accept the validated data. Okay, I think we have an error here. I think something is wrong. Oh, this should be construct, not constructor. And after which we're going to return a response. Listen, status of success. Alongside with the data. Let's call it post. And we have message here. It should be post. Created successfully. Status of 201. So let's add this inside a try catch block. So if an error occurred, you should be able to catch the error and give a user a proper message of status failed, and you can enter a message of post creation failed. Please try again. And it should be a 500 error. So that's it for post creation. So let's go to our API endpoints and add the endpoint there. So inside our routes, let's create another folder called posts. So this is where all our post route is going to reside. So inside it, let's say post.php. So we are going to, let's copy this and put it inside here. So this is going to be a post request. And this is supposed to be inside the route, inside the auth middleware. So the post creation is for authenticated users. So if you are not logged in, or if you don't have an account with us, you won't be able to create any post. I copy this also. So here will be /create. So we're going to call the post controller here. Is that what we call it? I think yes, post controller. And inside it, you're going to call the store method. Okay guys, I think this video is getting longer than I expected, so we're going to end this video now. So we're going to continue on the next section, so where we'll be testing out the create post endpoint that we just created. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. If you find this video interesting and informative, and you learned new things, so you can give it a thumbs up, share to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed.